Hey YouTube, well, I'm making this video. This is on my new phone, so I haven't been bothered to buy a new camera yet, or I haven't even decided what I'm going to do with YouTube. I was thinking of making a different channel, and just some different videos, but just not using myself, just more like really crappy cartoons or something like that. Just meme type stuff. I don't know. I haven't really decided, but skipping that. Um, so I was, oh, I look in the new car videos, right? A lot of people say modern cars with because modern cars are so powerful, and let's be honest, they are. Okay, modern cars are very powerful. Um, but and I am sorry about the sideways thing because, like I said, I don't have a new camera yet. But yeah, modern cars are so powerful that most people don't really think about how much power those cars are actually putting out, and how fast they can actually go. So they'll say things like, "Oh, remember when 350 horsepower used to be a lot of horsepower?" 350 horsepower is a lot of horsepower back then and now. Okay, it's still a lot of horsepower. If you honestly think that you're going to just jump in a 350 horsepower car and just drive it like like it was nothing, and you've never driven a powerful car, you're an idiot. You'll wrap yourself around a pole. Put it this way: my sister used to date a guy, and he had a Sylvia and a Nissan Sylvia. I don't know what you Americans call them. Might be the same name actually, but they ran the I think it was the RB20 motor. I think he had something like that in it, and that car had like a big Garrett turbo on it. And he did take me for a burn in it one time and really gave it to the car. And my God, that thing accelerated fast. I think it was bouncing off because the gearbox was limited to like 190, and that car just shot up there so easily, like on a back stretch where nobody was. Like it was just insanely fast. I think that car had. I think at the time he hadn't even put that turbo on it, and then when he because he used to use it for drifting or something. He wanted to do drift events. I can't remember, but it was something like that. And he ended up tweaking that car out to about 400 horsepower, which for a four-cylinder car that weighs next to nothing is just ridiculous. So that's more than 350, but not by a huge amount more. So when he sold that car, he sold it to a guy, and this is the story. The guy took off down the road, thought, oh yeah, let's test out this power, wrapped it around a pole. Like, just broke. So, yeah, this guy was very angry that the guy just destroyed the car pretty much immediately, especially if you've had something for a long time and you've modified it to be really nice, and then someone buys it and don't respect it, and bang, car's gone, totaled. And that's what happens. You don't respect that kind of horsepower. That's what it will do to you. It'll smash you into a pole so goddamn fast. Like, so for people saying that 350 horsepower is nothing, I suppose if you're comparing it with a $160,000 Mustang, like with 760 horsepower, like the new GT500, or a Hellcat that's probably worth like 80, 90 grand, or the the new C8 with that's probably worth about 80, 90 grand, like, or the new Camaro that's worth like 160 grand. Like here, that's what they go for here in Australia. The new ZR1 Camaro goes for 160,000. Put it this way, when I was looking at houses that I might look at buying in the future, like what's on the market that I could get where I could live and not have to burn a hole in my pocket. Like, I saw some houses for 160 grand. Now, I didn't go out and see these houses. I didn't look at them. I didn't know what they needed to be done. I assumed a lot of work for that kind of money Because down here, so a house that for me, like just a little 2x1 house, would be all I'd need. I mean, I'd be looking at between $200,000 to $250,000, depending on the size of the land, depending what condition the house is in, how much work I was prepared to put in to get the house up to modern standards. Like, so that just gives you an idea of how ludicrously expensive the new Camaro is. Like, so I could literally buy a house same price as buying a Camaro. So that's what it would. That's why I wouldn't bother. Like, that's why I'd just look at it and go, not going to spend that kind of money on a car. Like, are you insane? But in saying that, you've got to remember, with a car like that, that car has traction control, stability control. You're not using a clutch. Like my car's got 360 horsepower rated apparently. To be honest, I've never tested it, and I don't know if I care that much, because that's not why I bought a V8. I bought a V8 because I like the sound, and at low revs it's just good, really good torque. So it pulls really hard for, I think it's like over 500 Newton meters of torque or something. So I think in American speak, I think it's about 360 foot-pound of torque. I think that's what it works out to on your scales. Yeah. It's just a bog standard LS2, pretty much. But in saying that, that car could easily spin me out and crash me, easily. Like, and it took me a while to get the hang of it, but yeah, like, because I only had 4 cylinders before that, so it was a big step up. But yeah, so for people that think that 350 horsepower is not much horsepower, I doubt you've ever really driven a car with any more than 150 horsepower. And really, I mean, honestly, if you're that dumb in the car world, like, I don't want to say bad things about people. Just, like, actually take one for a test drive. See for yourself what 350 horsepower actually feels like. Like, seriously. I can't even believe it needs to be said. Like, I mean, all these people talking about things like these new electric cars putting out 1,000 horsepower, 2,000, these crazy new ones coming out, and you're sort of like, yeah, but nobody could actually drive that on the road. That would not be a road car. There's no way the police would let that on the road, and even if they did, there would be nowhere where you could ever use that kind of horsepower. It'd be so dumb and undrivable that you just look like a complete twat. Like, you'd put your foot down and you'd go spinning out of control and smack into a pole within 5 seconds. Like, that's all it would probably take. So yeah. Anyway, that's my video about that. I think that people just need to get a clue. If there's nothing more that really needs to be said, is there? Peace.